What's up, my people? How not waiting to happen within this up? So, a source I trust claimed that Idibia is in a critical condition. Now, I'm sure most of you have seen the news making the rounds on social media, the recent reports or an update about Idibia'S deteriorating condition, as they claimed. See, my thoughts, my opinion is actually, different from what you're thinking right now. Yeah, but I'll tell you, the source that I trust, claimed that yes, she's in a critical condition. But he can confirm if she's battling, a leg injury. And the reports also claim that they are about to move her abroad. Let me read this report so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Just pay attention. Idibia facing alleged leg amputation as health issue worsen, may be flown abroad. Fresh reports have surfaced alleging that Idibia is struggling with a deteriorating leg injury that has resisted treatment, with doctors reportedly considering amputation. Now, this really doesn't make sense to me, and I'll tell you why. Let me read this last paragraph. The actress has been nursing the injury since last year, but alleged substance abuse has worsened a condition, affecting the healing process. Sources claim that her family is now considering flying her to India. Right? So I have a couple of questions. Even though I got, a report that's slightly different from the news trending on social media, I still have a couple of questions that, would make me believe, if that questions are being answered, right, would make me believe that, okay, this information is true. Now, my question to them is, if you could dig deep to get such information about a leg injury, a deteriorating condition and all that, how come you can't provide, the rehab center? Now, I'm going to be real with you guys. Yes, I've received, information from a particular source that I feel I could, trust, but that does not mean that I wouldn't come up with questions, because there are certain answers that you give me that will make me feel convinced that, okay, this report is true. Now, the truth of the matter is she might be going through so much. Nobody deserves to go through this. Nobody deserves to go through what she's going through. But we should also understand that there's sometimes the media just create like this bogus news, to get to be able to pass their narrative that they've been pushing. And again, take note, that young, famous, and African, and I have a problem with the organizers. But first, let's talk about the show itself, right? In that show, her leg seemed a little swollen. I don't know what to call that, but yeah, looks like that. But she didn't limp, she was walking normal and stuff like that. So it started from that, like people thinking like, oh, I think Idibia has some problem right there because of the swollen leg. And after my attention was drawn to that, later I saw the report out there that, oh, she's got leg injury that's been troubling her and she needed to be moved abroad. Now, it might be true, I don't know, but I just think that it does not really create this or form these old tales for me to believe, right? And that's why I'm asking, if we could get that information, whoever is giving that information should be able to name a rehab center. Now, how did we move from being in a rehab to amputation? Now, I understand, sometimes when you take all those shots, like somebody that is on drugs might at some point develop leg injury. Now, some people say, oh, maybe it's diabetes, which I doubt. But if you're taking out drugs, that's the information out there, about her, that she's taking out drugs and stuff like that. If you're taking out drugs, yes, you might experience slow healing process. And if you don't take care of that wound or that injury, it might become something else. especially somebody that is still taking drugs and, just injuring themselves. The drugs might slow that down and it might get infected and become worse and stuff like that. I'm praying for her. I don't think she deserves to go through whatever she's going through. Yes, like I said, a strong source said that she's actually going through so much, like it's between life and death. Like it's that serious, if she's not careful. But I don't really believe that, I just have to like share this with you people. And about the organizers of that show, I have a problem with these people. I feel like they just care about money and stuff. I feel like maybe they're doing something in background, I don't know. But whatever is happening to an Idibia, if you think about it, think deep about it. Okay, let me put it this way. Let me be specific. These people are getting so much attention from just an Idibia alone. This is their show. They're getting so much attention. And what are they doing about her condition or what she's going through? What support are they giving her? Nothing. No support from the show. No support. For me, like this lady, sacrificed everything, to be on that show. Do you get? And now, the same people are not even showing solidarity, they're not even behind her, and again, they did not even release a statement, to just show support towards her or whatever she's going through and stuff like that. No statement. Maybe a couple of people in the, the show, yes, are friends or an enemy. I think herself and Zari actually had issues, but Zari, sent a nice message to her. And that's it. The organizers of the show didn't even do anything. They're just silent about it. It makes you wonder, these people really care about the people on the show, like for real. And again, I get it. The reason why they are kind of silent about this whole thing could be, because if they, say something, it might affect the boss. So staying silent about it, the attention, more views, more money, more attention on the show from Nigeria, over a nation with over 200 million people. That's a big market. So let us allow it just flow like that. And check it out. Our last post on that our page is about them. It's about the show. So the first thing you see when you get on an Idibia'S page, the first post you see is them, like the show. So now there's so much attention on this lady, right? There's real life, dealing with real life. And what are they doing about it? I doubt if there's like any emotional support. I'm not even talking about financial support because I know, they are doing fine, but irrespective, you still need financial support, whether you're doing fine or not. Just like a gift or a token. But the point is, emotional support is that's the least that they could do. But yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. The next one here is about Mohbad'S life. And I'm going to read this. We no longer feel safe. That's what she said during an interview with Trudy. I literally get death threats almost every day. I have been attacked by Naira Marley and his cohort. My father-in-law wanted to be in control of Mohbad's property. It's all about property when somebody dies. And yeah, even though the child really looks like Mohbad, people still want her to do a DNA test. Now, this interview, you would expect that it will bring, pity, to her. It will bring, sympathy towards her, or empathy, towards her. But that's not really working. In fact, it's bringing more hate towards her.
I used to feel like God actually cheated my husband. Why does he have to die?
For the first time ever,
Mohbad's wife, Omowumi Aloba, is speaking to the media.
We no longer feel safe. Like, I literally get death threat almost every day in my DMs. It has really gotten to a point that it's either I speak up or I die in silence.
On the one hand, she has been attacked by Naira Marley and his cohorts and supporters. And on the other hand, she has been attacked by her father-in-law.
My father-in-law wanted to be in control
Of?
My husband's properties. Everything that belongs to my husband, or he will go all out for me to destroy my life. So he was even the one that initiated that marriage.
Right. And he was president, of course, during the marriage.
He was the happiest.
And now, that man has called the son a bastard.
A grandfather being mean to his grandchild, saying Liam has bow leg. They don't have such a child in their family. Liam's face looks older than his face. Him that is almost 60 looks younger than Liam. He even went as far as saying my husband wanted to throw my baby inside Third Mainland Bridge.
Has mobilized Nigerians to attack her for cheating on Mohbad and has demanded that she does a DNA test to prove paternity.
I made it known that I have been ready for the DNA. They said once the DNA is done, I shouldn't tell the public the result of the DNA.
I'm sorry. My heart just broke. Hear Omowumi's story exclusively on With Today.
And people also mentioned VDM. VDM did not support her from the scratch, believe that she's lying, and stuff like that. This even wasn't the whole thing, because it's happening almost the same time as the issue with Nedu. So it's like, okay, who is the target now? No, it's not VDM. VDM is not the target. This is obviously a coincidence, but they would think that it's about VDM. Now let's leave that. Let's talk about this lady herself, what she's going through. Except a court of law compels her to do it. But then again, we must understand that, some people have their reasons. She probably getting advice from lawyers. It's probably beyond her. I'm talking about the decision making. So who knows who is, advising her, who is making these decisions, for her. But we're yet to watch I'll speak for myself. I'm yet to watch the full video. For some reason, Naira Marley is trending. And guess what? Do DNA is trending right now as I speak to you on Twitter. So what people are saying out there is that just go ahead and do the DNA test and shut everybody up. I think that, and I'm angry that it happened, that the death of Mohbad wasn't really investigated. They didn't really investigate anything. What did they really do? Like if we are to be sincere, what did they really do about this guy's death? What investigation did they even carry out after Mohbad's death? What did they do? What research did they do? Even the autopsy took years, and we don't even understand the result of the autopsy. Somebody here says it will not be well with VDM for supporting and shielding people who unalived this woman's husband Mohbad. He did this by diverting everybody's attention from the real issue, just like he is helping the government to do right now. Another person here says, so you guys bought this one here to whitewash her. Even her blood sister said how evil she is. But you guys are here doing what Nedu does. Both the interview. So this fight now is now between VDM and, Nedu's fans. It's just crazy. I bet close chapter. Stop disturbing the media with your family issues, Jerry, and let the innocent boy rest. All these things without proof. It's been 3 years and you are still playing the victim card. Now, about, Naira Marley, there are a couple of videos that started trending on social media, like videos of Zinoleesky showing off, his house beside his boss's house. That's Naira Marley's house. Why is this video even out in the first place? What are they trying to prove? What are they trying to show us? Like, I don't understand. Okay, what is Zinoleesky trying to say here?
This is my house. Look, I'm trying to change this to back camera. Yeah, guys, see, this is my house. Now look at my boss house. Look at my boss's house. How many of these artists, bro? How many of these artists can boast of like having like basically the same house with their boss? How many of you lot? Are you into badge? Am I love focus? Am I love focus? Am I hate you? This is Nera's house. And basically, my house is like an extension of Nera's house. Like basically, like this is where this is where I took my last year's birthday picture that you like. Dumbasses. And age mates me. Dumbasses. This is Nera's house. Basically, I basically have like the same house with my boss. You dumbasses are hating, bro. Hating dumbasses. Bro, don't play, oh. Don't play, oh. Me and my guy, we dey do twinning. Me and my guy, we dey do twinning. Say you didn't whine. You didn't whine. Say, bro. But I'm not doing this to flex on no one, bro. I'm just doing this to like wake up all these other artists that's like under a label or a management. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm just doing this to clear all these artists, cause bro, I'm an artist too. We know what's up, bro. We know what's up. Like, bro, all these people are not getting nice.
Does that mean that I don't understand? Wouldn't record label that you're making so much money for, give you a house? And again, what we should be talking about isn't even about the house or the property. What we should be talking about is your name on the property and the cars. Was it bought in your name? Like, these are things that we should be talking about. But I guess Zinoleesky is still in the euphoria of this whole fame thing. Anyways, guys, the next one here is about Halima Abaka. Halima Abaka again. This lady is really, really suffering. Oh God. I really feel pity for her. She's not getting any help. And again, I've said this before, the way you go about things, especially in Nigeria, matters a lot when you need help. If you came out, in Nigeria, you think you can fight for yourself. A lot of Nigerians will not fight for you. That's one thing I've come to understand. And I always use Yul Edochie's estranged wife. I think it's not yet time to call her the ex-wife, but Yul Edochie's estranged wife, I'll use her as an example. She never really tried to fight for herself. She knew how to play the game of allowing Nigerians fight for you, and she did that right. What's going on with this lady right now is she used Gistlover, which is like a brutal means to attack Apostle Suleiman, right? And Nigerians just felt like, you can actually fight for yourself. You are strong enough to fight for yourself. So go ahead. You understand? And that's what she's suffering now. She really used the wrong means. I'm not saying that she shouldn't have used like a platform. She has her own platform. She can actually just do it herself. This lady is dying, and since then, never got any help. Never got any help since then. And even though she made some revelations that needs attention, that needs our attention, but the way she went about it wasn't okay. I really feel sorry for her. Look at her. She just needs help. She just wants to leave. That's all she needs. She just wants to leave. Wow. Okay, the next one. We have Chika Ike. Chika Ike actually debunked the reports about her being pregnant. The report also said that she's said to be the seventh wife, which she debunked like 5 years ago. This is like the same thing that happened 5 years ago. She said here that there have been all sorts of lies padded about me in the media for years, but I always treated them like what they are, rumors that needed no response. But this is different. This is about my child. You all do not know anything about me because you can't, except I choose to disclose. Yes, I'm that private. Ned isn't the father of my child, and whoever name you might come up with later with your guessing games. And like I've said before, I'm not about to be anyone's seventh wife. Polygamy isn't for me. I've been pregnant for months now, and no one even had a clue about my pregnancy until I announced it. And you all think you will know who the father of my child is or anything happening in my life? Very laughable and clueless. Keep digging and coming up with your false news. I don't care about rumors because I understand it comes with my career choice. And the only reason I'm responding to these rumors is because it's about my child. My privacy is my peace and no one can unsettle me. I'm basking in the euphoria of my pregnancy, and I like the last line. Regina Daniels, who disappeared on social media. According to reports, she deactivated her accounts. I actually put out a video, through her TikTok page. You can see here, it was tagged. And she's not wearing her ring anymore. She's just excited. And some people said that it is because Chika Ike finally released the statement that, Nnedu Nwoko is not the father, and she's happy to hear that news, and that's why she put that out. Yeah, that's the rumors out there. And Nnedu Nwoko himself released a statement. He said, our attention has been drawn to the recent false rumors alleging that Senator Nnedu Nwoko is planning to marry Nollywood actress Chika Ike as his seventh wife, and that she is pregnant for him. We categorically stated that these claims are entirely baseless and a product of malicious speculation. Similarly, reports claiming he made statements about two-face and polygamy are completely untrue. As a public figure and with his wife also being an actress, it is not unusual for bloggers seeking attention to fabricate such stories. However, Senator Nwoko is currently on a national assignment, blah, blah, blah. And lastly, guys, let's talk about the billionaires. E-Money gave his elder brother Casey 20 million naira, other gifts, and cars worth over 200 million naira to his staff and friends to celebrate his birthday. It's his birthday. He's the one celebrating his birthday. But, and it's also the one gifting, which is great, gifting people stuff like cars and other gifts, especially staff. I mean, it's good to treat your staff well.
He's a billionaire, but I don't care. I will still bless him. Casey, 20 million for you. I do for you. Where down the humor? Congratulations. Stella. This card because of your dedication. But it's all about your dedication and the love for your job. You love your job. That's it. And you earn this. And I just want to say a very big thank you to you. God bless you. Congratulations. Don't cry. This card belongs to you. For your dedication, your hard work, you love your job. Yeah, right. So you end this. Funny boy. I want you to join the likes of Yo.
Thank you.
And and my humble self and Casey, because we love Japanese, we love Toyota. So welcome to the club. Land Cruiser.
He's a good man.
8 liters. The biggest engine. Congratulations to you.
Uncle John Pesino.
Respect. car because of your dedication, for the love you have for your job. I said this car belongs to you. Yes, congratulations.
Anyways, guys, that's where I'm gonna hold it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. Until we see you next time. Peace.